Hey guys, today we're going to be hunting some Jedi. As you see here, there's a Jedi team with a Bastila Shan lead with a Zeta on the leadership ability, which changes the dynamic up a bit from a normal Bastila Shan led team. It allows the tank on the team, which in this case is Old Ben, to taunt right off the bat, which is a problem for Empire teams because, as you see from this leadership ability, the Jedi have 150% tenacity up when there's protection. So that means that none of the debuffs will land, which makes it very difficult for an Empire team going against this team. But also with the initial taunt from Old Ben, because the Empire team is mainly buff immunity and not buff dispel, it makes it very difficult to get any damage done on the important targets like Bastila or Grandmaster Yoda. So as you see, I'm switching it up with the Grand Moff Tarkin lead because I wanted the extra speed, because Bastila grants, I think it's 15 or 20% turn meter gain at the start of the encounter. So I recorded this gameplay last night, so I'm just pausing a bit to think about what strategy I'm going to use. So I was going to fracture Old Ben to get the taunt off him, and you'll see that that really doesn't work out. The Grandmaster Yoda speed was 220, so I thought the plus 30 from Grand Moff Tarkin's leadership would help, because once Yoda gets the tenacity up on everyone, then it's basically done for. But as you see right there, Vader doesn't land a single debuff because of the extra tenacity from Bastila's leadership ability. And then I do the usual trick of passing turn meter over to Palpatine, and again it doesn't land a single debuff or shock or stun. Grants everyone offense up, and then Yoda grants everyone tenacity up, which is basically the end of the encounter already, because I can't inflict any debuffs, I can't remove any of them apart from with Boba Fett's execute ability, and he's got ability block from Old Ben. So Yoda's just taking down Palpatine. And as I said, it's really the end of the encounter before it begun at all. So we're just going to go through the motions now and clutch at straws, really. Just for some reason continue to attempt to apply debuffs, even though I've read the ability, and for some reason I just kept doing the same thing. So we're going to apply Fracture here with Thrawn, I believe, on Bastila, in a vain attempt to do something. And Yoda has the deflection up, which is one of the most annoying parts of his character. As soon as he attacks, he gets a deflection, which makes it extremely difficult to damage him due to his speed. And again, he just put tenacity up there. So he actually can't dodge the basic, because Vader's basic, if it's maxed out, Jedi enemies cannot resist it, which is a nice perk. But you can see there, Yoda finishes Vader off, and then that's the end of this encounter. So right now I've just skipped ahead to when the arena refreshed, and I'm going to go with the Thrawn lead because the Empire allies get, I think it's 20% turn meter per debuff they resist or get inflicted with. And as you saw in the last encounter, Old Ben will put offense down and ability block on, or have a chance to put ability block and offense down on all of the characters. So I'm going to go with a bit of an unorthodox fifth character here, and I'm actually going to go with Chopper for the ability to remove buffs. And as I said earlier, the Empire team really doesn't have that ability besides Thrawn's Fracture. So Chopper with his special Metal Menace is going to remove the buffs, and you can see there I'm checking the speed, and I thought it would be okay with where it was in the 190s. I think it was 198, but we're going to get into the match now, and you're going to see how, even though I had already planned for Old Ben's debuffs, I actually fractured him with Thrawn right off the bat. Again, I go for the mistake of trying to inflict debuffs with Vader, which was a waste. I could have ability blocked Old Ben. And you see here I fracture Old Ben with Thrawn, which is the stupid mistake that I made because I was relying on old Ben's debuffs to get turn meter for everyone. So I fractured old Ben, and then he's had his taunt removed. And at this point I was hoping to remove all of Yoda's buffs with Chopper. But you can see right here, Yoda has the offense up and the critical chance up, and he just targets Chopper and kills him. So that was the entire plan out the window because I fractured old Ben, which negated any turn meter gain from Thrawn. And then I was going to remove Yoda's debuffs with Metal Menace from Chopper, but Yoda just single targeted him and killed him. So we're down to the last two already. I have the protection up off Yoda, so he doesn't have the 150% tenacity anymore, but I'm not going to 1v5 this with Vader. So this is almost the end of the second encounter. You'll see I actually rage quit in a moment because, yeah, here we go, rage quit because it obviously just wasn't going to work. And you can see here that I have gone to Chopper's speed mods, or his mods rather, to try and put some more speed on him so he could get out in front of Yoda before he inflicts tenacity up on everyone. And I'm actually just going to switch mods from my other characters like Hera, because she doesn't actually need the speed at the minute. I don't use her in Arena at all, and I can quick sim the Galactic War, so I don't actually use her in any battles. And I'm just trying to give Chopper some more speed. So here we are, guys. We're in the third encounter with this same Bastila Shan team, and I actually ended up managing to get Chopper's speed up to around 238, I think it was, which was the fastest raw speed of any character on my team, besides Vader after he gets the boost from the Empire allies and the Sith allies. So you can see here he actually gets the second turn after Vader, and I didn't this time waste the turn with trying to inflict debuffs. And you can see how long I'm waiting here, which is I'm deciding whether to taunt with Chopper or remove old Ben's taunt. So I actually end up removing old Ben's taunt, and now I'm torn between fracturing Bastila or Yoda. And I go with Bastila because she's about to take a turn and she'll grant offense up to herself and whoever she'll grant offense up, speed up, critical chance up, I think defense up and some others to herself and probably Yoda, which will allow Yoda to basically one-shot one of my characters. So now I'm going to single target Yoda and keep applying ability block to old Ben as well as Yoda with Darth Vader's basic, because like I said before, his basic cannot be resisted by Jedi. And what I'm trying to do here is get all of the characters down to the point where they have no extra protection from Bastila, because as soon as they run out of that extra protection, the leadership ability where they get 150% tenacity will cease, which means they'll basically be non-immune to the Empire's debuffs from Tarkin and Vader and Emperor Palpatine. So we see there Chopper's gone, but he did his job. He removed old Ben's taunt and he took damage even though I didn't actually taunt with him. That was his main job, to get it to the point where I could actually kill Yoda. So we keep applying the ability block to old Ben because I don't want him to ability block me and inflict offense down on me. So we're still not using the debuff heavy attacks like Emperor Palpatine's stun or Grand Moff Tarkin's offense down and critical chance down, because only Yoda is below the protection threshold. So we see here that I do manage to kill Yoda with Emperor Palpatine's shock and Vader's special. So now we're going to target Bastila and just keep single attacking her without trying to inflict debuffs because everyone else still has the protection up. We're just going to keep applying debuffs to her and keep ability blocking old Ben. And you can see that Ezra and old Ben are getting quite close to having no more protection from Bastila. So at this point I'm just waiting for that to happen again and still just applying ability blocks to whoever. And I was quite pleased with the outcome for this match because it took me 3 attempts and I wasn't really sure of a strategy going in there. I just decided to try Chopper on a whim with the Thrawn lead, and then that didn't work. And then I went with the Palpatine lead again and just took everything step by step, and it actually comes quite close to the wire. So I now have Bastila and Ezra have no more extra protection, which means they can suffer debuffs, as you'll see here. So we have the slowdown on Bastila and Ezra, and we have Old Ben with damage over time, but no slowdown. So we fracture Bastila because she can still dispel debuffs, which is what I'm trying to inflict. So now it's just a race against time to get everyone down. You see, I actually forget to apply the debuffs to apply the ability block to Old Ben, which means he can prolong the match a bit by inflicting ability block and offense down. So now we're kind of left Bastila because she's fractured and can't do anything. We try and get some stuns, which we get one on Ezra. And then I'm going to take down Old Ben with Vader's special here. Oh, sorry. We're going to take Ezra down and then target Old Ben and get him down. And you can see there's only 36 seconds left. So I've got to go quite quickly considering that Luminara still has all of her protection. Her extra protection and her base protection. So we have a lot of debuffs on Bastila, so I'm just waiting for Vader's special, which is here. And now there's 19 seconds, which is not a lot of time. So I actually end up autoing it. And I win with 5 seconds left. So we'll auto-win here. And then Thrawn's fracture really does a good job there. And Vader finishes it off. So like I said before, I'm really happy with this result because this was one of the teams that I frequently avoided. And that's actually the first time I've beaten this team. So I'm happy to provide this footage for you. And I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. And here's just a little look at the Bastila leadership, 150% tenacity, which is what I was really trying to get around. So see you next time, guys.